Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Josh Halter, owner and founder of the BioDude. You can visit my website, biodude.com. As I always ask, please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, subscribe to me on YouTube. Today, as you can see, I have a brand new ZoomEd 18 cube that I'm going to be constructing for a Crested Gecko that I am going to show you guys how to build my BioDude Crested Gecko kit that I sell on my website. There's going to be a couple things that are in this kit that aren't included with the kit, and I'll make sure I explain that to you. And I'm going to go through how my products work. First thing I want to cover is all of my BioActive kits. I'm sure you guys have seen the change. I don't put the springtails and isopods in the kits anymore. And the reason I do that is because the bugs themselves aren't shippable if you're sending them 2-3 days. Yeah, there's other businesses and competitors that do that, but what you're getting is a subpar product with limited populations, and you're shipping bugs that are just as delicate as the dart frogs and other little tiny frogs and other animals. And if you're sending them in 2-3 day transit time, do you think you're going to get something that's healthy? So that's why I moved all of my bugs to be shipped via FedEx Express overnight with a flat rate of $40. No matter how many cultures you buy, and they're 100% guaranteed to be perfect counts, as well as making sure that they're clean and the quality that I like to pass on to my customers. So with that being said, here brings the BioShot. Now, when I first launched the BioShot, I was still learning the capabilities of long-term. After learning the long-term, I found that the BioShock gives you all of the benefits of bio that the bugs give you. Takes a little longer, but it still helps drive those natural ecological processes using my Corazon and Archaea to help break down organic matter such as feces, shed, while supplementing your soil and rejuvenating it to create your bioactive ecosystem. It's not perishable, it can last in any biome, and it's scalable. So, the first thing that I'm going to start off with is my HydroGrow drainage layer. Now, what my HydroGrow is, I like it because this bag right here weighs about 10 ounces. It's extremely light, it's extremely porous, roots can reach down through the bottom, and it ends up working perfect for a drainage layer. But my thing is, it takes away the weight. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to dump in the drainage layer into the bottom of the tank. So I'm going to just dump the entire bag in here. Now the HydroGrow is a little dusty, guys. It's made from glass. That's what's an unfortunate byproduct. It's one of those things that as long as you mist the sides of the tank when you're done, you don't have any issues. So then I'm going to take the next bag of the Dude's HydroGrow. Now, the HydroGrow you only use with my TerraFlora and TerraFauna BioDude setups. Do not use my HydroGrow with my Terra Firma or my Terra Sahara substrate. So, as far as how deep your drainage layer should be, that's different for everybody. This tank's going to be hooked up to a Mist King, so I'm making the drainage layer a little bit higher. The general rule of thumb, guys, is you never want your drainage layer to exceed, the drainage layer. You don't want the water level in the drainage layer to exceed the level so it doesn't seep into the soil. So you can see I have an even layer here. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my screen provider. Now, I am doing the screen because it is an essential standard that the hobby just set forth. Do you need a screen with the HydroGrow? No, you do not. Now, what makes the HydroGrow a little different is that it ends up, it ends up creating a flat surface. So instead, when you use clay balls, it creates a really bumpy, uneven surface, which allows the substrate to get mixed in. HydroGrow doesn't do that. Another bump up as to why it's a better product. So then I have now I have my TerraFauna BioDude substrate. Now, what makes the TerraFauna different from the TerraFlora? The Flora is meant to absorb water and then just push it all out immediately. It's meant for biomes that are 80, 90, 100% humidity. The Fauna is meant to absorb a lot more water while pushing out the exact proper amount into your drainage layer while allowing necessary air pockets to form for your root development in your plants, the development of your essential fungi and bacteria, as well if you wanted to add springtails and isopods. So all you need to do is open up the bag of flora, and what I like to do to make it easy is I just dump water right on into the bag, right like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the bag and I'm just gonna go right like this. And I'm gonna move the water around. All right, and then I'm gonna dump the fauna on in here. Now I'm going to take the other bag of the fauna. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now, another benefit to using the fauna is that it doesn't stagnate, as long as you keep your water level where it should be at the bottom. So the problem with EcoEarth and other substrates like that is that it just constantly absorbs and absorbs water. What happens when you absorb and absorb water and you don't have anywhere for that water to go? So if you have a substrate that continually absorbs everything but doesn't spit anything out, it's just going to start growing anaerobic bacteria and just become a septic pit for your animals to live in. And that happens in about 3 weeks. So for those EcoEarth users, you need to change your EcoEarth every 3 weeks, especially if you're using amphibians, because I've seen many amphibians, such as Pac-Man frogs, die because of the very acidic pH, as well as the bacterial pits that the EcoEarth forms. My setups completely prevent that from happening. So, as you can see here, I got the fauna distributed evenly on the top here. So I have a nice layer of fauna, screen divider, which you could go with or without, and then a HydroGrow. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the bioshock. Okay, now this is included with all the BioDude kits. Now all you do for the bioshock, if you bring the camera in here, you can actually see that it's a granular type of material. Trust me, this stuff is one of a kind, guys. And you just put it in right like that. That's it. That's all you got to do. Now, for me, I am adding the bugs. I am going to be selling this tank at NARBC this weekend. So, I'm going to be implementing the powder blue isopods, which you guys can see in here. Okay, I'm dumping them in. Now, if you want, as I said, if you guys want the bugs, as they are not included in the kits, I do sell them, and I update my inventory twice a month. And now here's the springtails. The springtails that I'm using are one of the smallest ones that I have, and I'm actually looking for a way to ship them so that way people know what they are for your smaller Ranatomia and Ufaga dart frogs. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put my first layer of biodegradables down, and that is my AAA New Zealand sphagnum moss. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the moss, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to dump some water in here. The consistency of moisture for the moss should be wet but not dripping. So that's pretty easy. So, and then what I'm going to do, and since it's wet, I'm going to take, and then I'm just going to spread this onto the top. Now, this is going to break down slowly over time and become fuel for your substrate, essentially helping drive the bioactivity, help retain humidity pockets in the soil, and help your plants, as well as provide a food source for your springtails and isopods if you choose to use them. Then I'm just going to go a light layer on top, some water. Then, the next step that I'm going to be doing is adding the leaf litter. Now, the leaf litter is one of the most, I would say one of the most important drivers, but it's also one of those things that you can get away with just using the spag moss. I've actually had success doing it that way. So, you're going to open up the leaf litter, and I'm just going to dump in about half the bag. You're always going to have some left over. There's going to be sticks. There's going to be pieces of wood. I collect all of my leaves from a private gun range down here in southeast Houston that a friend of mine owns, or I collect them out in the middle of the woods. So I don't collect them commercially, as from commercial people. Once in a while, I might find a small piece of trash or something from the shooting range, but I pull it out and it's clean. It's pesticide, herbicide free. So now now you can see your base layer. You have your biodegradables on top, substrate, drainage layer. I have my 16-inch LED here at the top, which is included in your Crested Gecko kit. The props are not included, but it does include the adapter. I do recommend the props because it does look a lot nicer and it does help evenly distribute the light a little bit more. So the next thing that I'm going to do, which is my favorite part, is I'm going to landscape. So the first thing that I'm actually going to put in here is a small tree that I've been growing that is called a palm, Elvin palm. So you can see it right here. And I'm actually going to put this, I'm going to dig the hole back here in the corner. And it's okay if stuff gets mixed up as far as your substrate, leaf litter, and your spag moss. That actually just helps your soil acclimate even faster. So I put the palm tree here. Now, eventually, this tree is going to outgrow this tank. Optimally for a Crested Gecko, you're going to want to use at least an 18 by 18 by 24 for a big adult. But I have kept them in 18 cubes with no problems. And then I'm going to add in my piece of ghost wood that I'm actually going to put right like that. Oh yeah, I'm digging it. And then I'm going to add some bromeliads. Now, I don't include bromeliads in the kit just because they are pretty expensive. The kit includes an assortment of tropical plants. You can always order and add a bromeliad. I like adding bromeliads pretty much in all my subtropical setups because their axils hold water. So that gives your lizard options to find food if need be. Then I'm going to take this cork tube here. Tubes are great for Cresties because it gives them a place to hide. They like to sleep in the tubes to make themselves feel a little bit more comfortable. And I'm gonna take this piece of cork here. I'm gonna put this right like that. Oh yeah, and then I got one more smaller tropical right here. Very bromeliad-like, but it is not a bromeliad. I'm gonna put that right there. So, I have the base lined up here. I am then going to add a water dish. Now, again guys, the water dishes are not included in the kits. You know, the kits pretty much include everything to build the terrarium. The other things to actually provide, like the heating and the lighting and stuff like that, as far as if you need it, water dishes are not in the kit, but I do sell all of them and I must always have free shipping. And I particularly like these water dishes because they are molded from rock. So they look as realistic as it possibly can. So I'm going to put a water dish right there. I always provide fresh water, always. I got some different seed pods. Now I'm putting the seed pods in here because it really helps jumpstart the breakdown of organic matter to provide food to your terrarium. It also provides food for your springtails and isopods. And then I have a little bit of moss that I'm actually going to put in here. Let's see. Actually, I'll take that. Oh yeah, this looks nice. I can deal. And I'm going to put this here. All right. Yeah. I'm going to put this pod back here. Put this pod here. And then I'm going to give this tank a nice misting. Now, Crested Geckos in general, they like higher elevations. They are from New Caledonia, so they're known to be nectar eaters, as well as, you know, eating crickets and dubia roaches and things like that. So, I do have a magnetic Pangea ledge that I'm actually going to install into this vivarium. And it comes with the cup. What I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully remove the magnet, and I'm actually going to put it, I would put it on the right side. I'm going to put it right here. And then what I'm going to do is when I'm ready to feed my lizard, my crested gecko, Pangea, I'm going to mix the Pangea and put it right here into the ledge. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is install a Mist King nozzle. Now, I do it a little bit differently than other people. I like it to be done easy. So what I'm going to do is I got a bulkhead and the double nozzle here. I'm going to take my scissors right now. I'm going to put a hole in the screen. Again, I do it differently. I'm not saying this is how you have to do it. This is the way that I do it. Because these screens are going to be usually replacing anyway. So, now I'm going to put the bulkhead in through the hole in the screen. Obviously, you got to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay. All right, now you're going to see little tiny pieces of metal. Do not worry, they'll be taken care of, like sticking off the top. So we just put the bulkhead on here like this, snap it in like this. Now you can put these anywhere also. You can put these in the front, you can put them in the back, you can put them really wherever. And it has been noted that if they are not attached appropriately, the shaking, the pressure, can end up weakening the doors on the exoterras. Something to keep in mind. Now, as far as everything else, I always provide UVB. So I will be doing a Reptisun 5.0 sitting on top of the hood. So this terrarium will have an LED as well as the terrarium hood. So I'll be putting the LED here at the top, and then the hood with the UVB will be in the back. And then I will be monitoring the temperature with one of my digital thermometer hygrometers, and it has the probe so you can put it anywhere. And I'm going to hook up the end cap to the top to hook up the tubing to the Mist King. If this was going to another cage, it would be a T. And then I'm going to use the starter Mist King system right here to run this baby. So guys, my name is Josh Halter, the owner and founder of the BioDude. I hope you guys enjoyed this Crested Gecko build. I've gotten a lot of people asking for me to do it. Questions, concerns, feel free to reach out to me. Again, biodude.com. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The Dude Abides.